I will try. Thank you, Eve. First of all, good afternoon, everybody, and many thanks for organizers for inviting me to this event, and personally to Eve and Adria. Many thanks. This is a very interesting and important event. So, and I'm speaking here on behalf of the World Bank team working in Russia on strengthening participatory budgeting practices, and we work there starting from 2007. So for more than 13 or 14 years already. And I'm honored to present today a case of Arzgir Rayon, which is a part of Stavropol region of the Russian Federation. And Stavropol region was the first pilot, this is the first subnational government which piloted a PB project in the territory of their region. And this PB practice is called Local Initiative Support Projects. And many thanks, of course, to the administration of Arzgir Rayon for providing us with details, with data, and for working with us during this decade. So I'm not sure that you are familiar where is the Arzgir Rayon and what is it about. So on the left side of the screen, you will see the map of the Russian Federation, and it consists of 80 plus regions. And one of these regions in the North Caucasus area, in the southwest part of the country, is Stavropol Krai. You can see it, and it is populated by almost 3 million people. And if we will zoom in the Stavropol Krai, we will see on the right side of the screen the map of the region, and it consists of 26 rayons. And one of these rayons is Arzgir Rayon. This rayon is the high-level municipality, and it is populated by 26,000 people. And the main challenge in terms of the climate change agenda in Arzgir Rayon is the very high temperatures during the summer, an extremely arid zone, and risky farming. But nevertheless, the main productive activity of this rayon and the region itself is agriculture and crops production. So we will talk today about fires. All of us should remember the horrible cases of Amazon rainforest fires and Siberia wildfires in 2019. And it's really a very, very important challenge for all the planet. And in Arzgir Rayon, there are lots of crop fires every summer. Next slide, please. And within the PB practice, people usually, from time to time, propose ideas connected to fire safety projects. So what types of fire safety projects are implemented within PB? The most widespread case and innovative case, but at the same time, is transformation of abandoned buildings into the fire safety stations. So this is very, very cost-effective project because it's 5 times more cost-effective to organize a fire safety station from abandoned building than construct a station from the scratch, from the ground. And also these new stations generate 5-6 new jobs per project, per small municipality, which is a great social impact for the territory at the same time. And renovation and clearing of fire reservoirs or ponds, and also important project is developing emergency information and notification systems. So if we will see at the projects implemented within PB in Russia overall, we can say that on average 3% of all the projects are devoted to fire safety projects. So the most popular ones are connected with basic local social infrastructure. They are about the repair of roads, water supply systems, organization of construction of children and sports playgrounds, and 3% for fire safety projects can be treated as not much. But on the other hand, if we will transfer these percentages into the absolute figures, we can see that in 2018, for example, over 500 participatory safety projects were implemented. So, and this is a lot in terms of one country. Yes, two words about the PB practice in this Arzgir Rayon. We will talk about the regional level PB practice. So the subnational government finance participatory projects and proposed by citizens located in municipalities, and these municipalities compete between each other for funds for implementing these participatory projects. And the process of selection of project ideas is organized in two stages. At the first stage, all lower level municipalities conduct community meetings. Citizens can propose any ideas within the jurisdiction of the local self-governance bodies, and people select the most priority idea for them by direct voting. So they raise hands and they vote for the project which they want to implement during the ongoing PB cycle. And at the second stage, all the ideas from these lower level municipalities, we can say that it's more than 100 per region. All of them are collected at the regional level, and all the project proposals are assessed based on the set of formal criteria. All of these criteria can be calculated. Some examples, project proposals are assessed on how many people participated in the community meeting and supported the project idea, how many beneficiaries will use the results of the project, and for example, how many people are eager to co-finance the project proposal in cash and in kind as well by labor participation, and so on. And here we are talking about a really small local projects amounted to 10, 20,000 US dollars on average. This is the pictures just for you to visualize how the cleaning of fire pond can look like. And then the next picture, we can see finally the map of the Arzgir Rayon itself. This rayon, as I said, is a high-level municipalities, and it's comprised of 8 lower-level municipalities. Let's call them villages or settlements. So if we will look back to 2007, when we started to implement PB, we can see that in the whole rayon, only one fire safety station has been, and it's located in the center of the rayon. And according to the standards of the Ministry of Emergencies of the Russian Federation, there is a standard that it should be not more than 20 minutes for fire engine to reach the place of fire. But you can see here that it was impossible in this rayon, and we have very high risks of fires and lives of population. But thanks to PB, 4 more new fire stations were created during several years. These projects were proposed by citizens, so they had an open menu which kind of project to propose. So they had a chance to propose to rehabilitate the road or to construct the children playgrounds, but they proposed these important fire safety stations, which were constructed on the place of abandoned buildings. And here we can see that now we have the coverage of all the territory of rayons with fire safety stations, and fire people can reach the fires in less than 20 minutes and in any time. So in terms of the impacts, the most obvious impact is like a social, it's security of human lives, because we can prevent fires in the places where people live and work. And the second one is economic impact. We have a saved crops and harvest. And also we can see the economic impact in raising extra budgetary funds through co-financing by citizens and local business. So people can co-finance, as I said before, by cash or in kind, and we can have this multiplied economic impact here. And one more economic impact on the next slide. So during the several years of implementation of this project, the National Ministry of Emergency drew their attention to these participatory fire projects, and they, next slide please, Eve. and they decided to provide fire engines to new safety stations created under PB. And this is really a big deal for a small village in the rural remote area of Russia when they are co-financed by this new fire engine. And also the National Ministry of Emergencies provided these fire stations with co-financing of new staff. And this is generation of new created job places for small villages in remote areas, as I already said. So, and the main takeaways. So lots of them were already covered by the previous speakers. But first, I would like to say that, of course, PB will not and should not substitute regular green and climate change programs implemented by governments. But PB is a great instrument to great demand-driven approach, and it is very flexible. For example, it can address both short-term and long-term challenges. If we will look at the short-term challenges, we can see that PB is really flexible, and it can be an instrument of disaster response mechanisms. We cannot predict what nature will how nature will behave next year, for example. But if we will have PB, like general PB practices, when people can propose any idea, and if we will see that fires or floods or any other emergency situations emerge during the year, people can solve them by PB practices as well. But also we can I wanted to emphasize the importance of soft or tangible climate change adaptation and mitigation projects. And I see a great potential in school and youth PBs in terms of these soft projects and in terms of educational and pedagogical effects, because it's really needed to raise awareness of population, both youth and adults as well, in this type of projects. And I liked a lot the Green PB in Lisbon and school PBs in Portugal as well, which address climate change agenda. The Taipei city also provided a good example of raising awareness in this area. And eco workshops in San Pedro municipality also caught my attention. I think in the future in Russia, we will try to promote this climate change mitigation adaptation agenda in terms of PB practices. And I hope we will have new results to share with you next time. And of course, climate change. Yes, I had the last slide there. We thank you and wanted to say that climate change agenda affects all of us. And these are pictures of air pollution in Moscow from today's morning. So all of us are suffering from climate change effects now, sitting now in front of our laptops. So it's very important. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.